Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today's another LEGO Top 10 Mocks of the Week episode where I show you the coolest custom creations I happen to... Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today's another LEGO Top 10 Mocks of the Week episode where I show you the coolest custom LEGO creations I happen to see people building in bricks throughout this last week. As always, way more than 10 cool creations are in this video. Links to everybody I am talking about and more are all in the description below if you want to check out the original designers and their Flickr accounts. And let's switch things up. Before I jump into top 10, let's do some honorable mentions first. Thomas Guillaume built a beer pong table. I think house rules are 2 re-racks per game, winner stays on, fire, and balls back. I'm probably missing some. What were your house rules? Okay, this is a kid's show. David Roberts built a flat ship. Love the color combination. Redverse titled this Husk, and you can see it's sort of a tentacle monster inside a suit of armor. Kevin H titled this Oh, I'm Tired. Here's a fun figure with a disc-shaped head. The builder Ben calls this Hybotus. Jens Orndorff used the Muppet minifigure heads to build a couple of Friars. Looks great here. Love the shape of this spaceship from Roublemaker. This is Rav3N. And lastly, Danco has some music icons. I'm sure you can guess which 3 characters they are. All right, let's jump now into top 10 of the week. Let's start off with a build from Vincentkiew. This is titled Family. We've got the mom, dad, daughter, and dog, along with a ball, camera, and surfboard. What works so well with these characters is their ability to pose around. It's a great combination of nice details, expressive faces, and the characters can do all kinds of things together. The colors are excellent, good vibes in general, and something tells me a lot of AFOLs might want to follow suit in terms of building versions of their own family and friends. Let's just hope they don't run into this guy from Bart De Da Blair. This is titled Ug'thozeth, I think, the Enforcer. This is officially the most detailed looking Lego built mace I have ever seen. It is freaky. It kind of reminds me of something you might have seen from the Lord of the Rings films, but even more jagged and intimidating. The creepy sea creature-esque monster head shape for the body also isn't doing this model any favors in terms of looking friendly, and it's just a fun stance for this character. You can see that the mace is on the ground a little bit, and I don't know if the figure build would be strong enough to actually wield it off the ground. All right, and we're jumping now down to, I guess, 2 different builds, the most recent ones from Devid 7. This first one here is Antdemon and K-Soldier, as well as a similar combination of pieces, the Arkdemon and K-Soldier. He's got some great little mecha mobile suit robots that are scaled down to not jump up too big over their minifigure counterparts. He's really excellent at this little build style, and I think also takes advantage of some of those minifigure non-official Lego pieces and integrates them really well with a overall world vibe that he generally builds out in bricks. Great little robotic builds. And now we're looking at the Ruyi bridge. This is for a building contest at 1000 Stein. I think the parameters here is it has to be at least 80 studs long, and there's probably something about it being self-suspending or something like that. There really are a lot of excellent bent angles here. You can see he's been using the bent plate technique where you can, at a long enough distance, start to curve and bend some of these interlocked Lego plates, and then where appropriate you have some staggered crisscross supports in between. It's an excellent combination of suspension and tension, wonderful curves, and there was another one of these bridge submissions that I could not ignore. This is from Clemens Schneider. The title is Arch Valley Bridge, and it's for the same contest. I believe a lot of the structural tension and connection here really only is at the very ends of the bridge, which is a different kind of approach. You can see the ground bending upwards on either end, creating the valley shape, and the bridge following suit by bending down at the ends to create a bit of a mirrored curved angle. If you look closely at the suspension wires, these are actually just flexi tubes that have been clipped in, and it looks like they're not even connected here. That actually looks like it took quite a while to line up just right. Wonderful series of shapes and smooth curves that maybe even distracted you from the fact that there is a police chase on the bridge. All right, we're moving down. This is number 5 if you are keeping track, and number 5 is actually 8 different little builds. Dan Co built a D&D Party Pack. These are 8 different characters. I'm not super familiar with D&D, but I am vaguely familiar with the fact that there's all kinds of different combinations of characters and races that you can combine, and I really appreciate the fact that he created a similar fun cartoony build style that makes all of them feel like they are still from one singular universe. He's got a dragonborn paladin and a tiefling sorcerer. There's a gnome wizard with an owl and an elf ranger. The Aarakocra monk, I think, is my favorite. This is a human fighter with the orange mustache and beard. And lastly, a dwarf cleric and a half-orc barbarian. Really, really fun model. Now we're jumping down to number 4 in the lineup from Ted Andes. This is just one of the cubes that's going to be part of a much larger cyberpunk collaboration. This is the second one of his in particular that he's building for it, and it is the Octan charging station, Konbini, and Rooftop Noodle shop. The colors are awesome. The whole thing is lit up, and I have a feeling that all of these custom cubes that are coming together for the large cityscape, I think they're all going to light up. Love the builds for the bikes. The charging stations themselves are very colorful, and I particularly like the build for the Noodle sign that sticks out on the sides. Can't wait to see the bigger combination of models. This is number 3 now from Geo Primavera. We are looking at Ripley's P5000 power loader. This is possibly one of the most epic showdowns in movie history. This is from the film Aliens, the sequel to the original Alien. Ripley's fighting the Queen alien at the end, and she is resorting to hand-to-hand fighting in this power-loading suit. He got the dimensions and proportions down really well. The suit itself is actually kind of a funny, awkward-looking thing, but Ripley handles it pretty well and is able to defend herself. The details are excellent. I had no idea how many different tubes stuck out of the back of this, I'm assuming, hydraulic-powered suit. It's a really, really cool model. And now we're jumping down to number 2. Sarah Beyer has built another dream house. This one is Saltbreeze House Mock. This is certainly one of those places you go to only when you want to get away. It is built on a singular island that you can only reach with a very small dock. Probably just a dinghy can dock there. The multicolor staggered brick build is present on this model. It looks excellent against the black and dark red. And I'm just going to flash through a handful of these interior shots fairly quickly. There's so many great details on the inside. It really is a totally complete and very well thought out set of interior pieces that make you wonder if this isn't based on maybe even a real place. Tons of great shots, really a lot of excellent details to appreciate here. And let's jump to the last model of the week from Deus Otiosus. This is simply titled Pirates. So here we have what feels like a fairly classic setup: an island and a pirate ship. There seem to be some treasures, some ruins, and of course a bit of jungle. The island itself has an interesting combination of rock builds. There's some flat areas with some jagged staggering. I like the little ancient minifigure statues. And then there's a nice combination of tiled off stonework with staggered bricks. Conversely, he's also approached the pirate ship in a very wholly unique way. So many people build ships, but it really does look like the hull and the masts and the sails have all been approached in a slightly different way. I like that the masts have been rolled up and they're just those 1x2 lift arms. And ultimately, it's just a unique take on what is possibly one of the most common and classic forms of Lego building, which is pirates, islands, and treasure. Alrighty, that is it for my personal favorite top 10 of the week. If you enjoy our content, feel free to like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.